Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to Next to Pop. I got the one and only Pokehex in the house today. This guy's a big time investor in Pokemon. He's got a lot of viral videos. He's super knowledgeable. I follow him all over X and different platforms. And I was just really impressed. I don't know, just with his pulse on the market and the way that he kind of, analyzed different things. And I felt like, with his knowledge, I was really given a lot more insight than the typical person. So I was like, can we do this interview? And then you tweeted it out saying, hey, I'm looking to do more pods. So I was like, dude, come on here. So appreciate you kind of joining today, dude.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me. Thank you very much for the kind words. I'm just some, guy on the internet, whatever like that. I'm just having fun. Open up piece of cardboard, and I'm just having a good time. So I appreciate all the kind words. Though. It's very nice of you. But thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thank you, dude. And I guess we can start off strong here because the new set, I guess in Japanese, was just released today, and
Yep.
it's the Mega Gengar. So what do we think of this?
Yeah, I think so. This is what is it? It's the Mega Dream, I believe it's going to be called for Japanese. That's the high class set. I think it release at the end of the year, usually around towards the end of the year for the Japanese sets, and it's like a big deal because that's where they start doing like the God packs and
Right.
like I don't know, like the reverse hollows and the Master Balls, all the fun stuff. So, and the last few high class sets we've had that translated over to English was Prismatic Evolutions, which was obviously insane.
Yeah.
What else? Paldean Fates, also insane. And then Crown Zenith, another insane one. So the last high class sets we've got are all crazy. They're all insane. So this is
Mhm.
going to be our next high class, crazy, insane set that probably has God packs, whatever. So yeah, it's really excited, really interested in looking at it. But in terms of the Gengar, it's like I don't know, I like the Fusion Strike one. You have it up there on the screen,
Ah,
but
well,
I
that's
like
why I
the
was
Fusion
kind of
Strike one.
interested, right? Because you threw it
Yeah.
up there on your account, and I agree with you. Like, I think it looks cool, but it looks a little bit basic. Like, it's just kind of all
Yeah.
these swirly flame colors in the back, and I'm like,
Yeah.
compared to that Mega Charizard, I just feel like I don't know. It just feels like less kind of intentionality. Like, just I don't know. It just seems like let's get it done.
Ye
Um,
yeah,
yeah,
I find myself saying all the time, Pokemon do Pokemon things because they don't make sense, usually, like, ever. So, like, this Gengar would go perfectly in the Phantasmal Flame set, you know? We got our flames in that insanely
right.
beautiful SIR Charizard, like, the mo I probably one of the most gorgeous cards we've seen, like, in modern. And then where's our Phantasmal? Where's our, like, our spookiness? Nothing. We got no Gengar. We got a little Gengar double rare action. But this card go perfect in there because I think it would complement the two. It wouldn't take away from the Zard, but now it's just thrown in this set. Okay. All right.
It's
Whatever.
interesting, right? It makes you think like, would the set then just be too good? Because then people would be like, oh, now we got the two mega hyper rares, the special illustrations, and like I find it interesting because I'm like, I don't know if maybe Pokemon did that to almost like tame the market down because they're like, oh, geez, the people are just going to go ham, and then what happens if Gengar and Charizard are in this one, and then now there's the sustainability plan for the rest of the sets are going to drop off. I don't know. Like it makes me think, are they doing this by design or by accident? You know?
I think it's a great point because like there's so many opportunities, so many different ways that they could push sets out and make them insane. One of your best examples is Prismatic Evolutions. When you have like the insane SIRs of all the evolutions, zero illustration rares of all the cards, zero. So like they could have made that set so much like the pull rates better. That's everyone. The biggest complaint about that set is like I can't pull anything. I can't pull these SIRs and it's
Right.
not fun to open. It's a torture, right? I mean, they could have just done illustration rares and some full art ultra rares of all the evolutions and made the set insane, but they don't. There's so many examples you can go like what they could have done, but they don't. I don't know. Maybe you're right. They tamper a little bit to make it not so crazy. I don't know. I don't know.
It's just interesting because it's like, these booster boxes hold such value. All the sets that come out, people like really cherish them. And I think about like Yu-Gi-Oh, right? And I was a big fan of Yu-Gi-Oh as well, but then they just started reprinting everything so much and coming up with so many rarities and sets were like hit so often that it almost like killed the market. And so by a weird way, by having like, you know, fewer kind of desirable cards, it's almost as if like they get cherished even more. Like, and I don't know. I just find it interesting because I look at Yu-Gi-Oh and I see how far it's kind of dropped down, where like even One Piece has kind of almost taken its reign in terms of like that number 2 or 3 spot in the TCG besides Magic. But I'm like, I don't know what you think about that. Like, is if that's
Yeah,
something. Yeah,
so I think it's like it's really Pokemon actually has I think a pretty hard job in terms of balancing like I don't know like getting like a lot of supply out there or if not getting too much supply out there. I mean obviously right now the demand is off the charts. We all know that. I mean
right,
everybody wants cards. They can't feed the demand right now, but eventually that will slow. And then and then you get like what you just said with Yu-Gi-Oh or like that where they're printing boxes that nobody wants is going to sit on shelves and destroy the actual market for the cards. And people are talking like open up another printing facility. I hear people saying that. It's like, I mean, it's easier said than done. I mean, they could do that. Demand can drop off the table all of a sudden. One bad set, two bad sets in a row, whatever, and then you have like a junk, junk wax error or something like that,
right, right,
and no one's going to want the cards. I mean, but and then you can just go back in history. What is it like? I think with Darkness Ablaze or something like that, they printed a whole metric butt ton of that and Vivid Voltage, and then nobody wanted them, and then just sat everywhere for like ridiculously cheap prices. So it's hard actually, them balancing the printing stuff.
yeah. No, it's a good point you make, man. And I think that kind of takes me now to even to some of the new stuff that they've done Pokemon with the the Pokemon Center ETBs with having that promo card that people are kind of comparing to like a first edition. And it's like the best thing we can get now. That's more of like, an exclusive product. And I feel like the market hasn't really gotten, enough data points yet to understand like what the value proposition is over time. And I'm just curious, like, because when I look at like, this Elite Trainer box here, I know it's not the Pokemon Center edition, but like it's such a cool displays piece to me. And it's so exclusive that you can only get it from the site unless you're paying in the aftermarket. But despite all the cardboard that you only get the 9 packs or the 10 packs that come with it, like what do you think the kind of the long-term vision is on this? Is this like just the current market like being overhyped on just an Elite Trainer box, or do you think there's a lot of room to grow? Because like I said, I don't know, those first edition things make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, it's funny. I actually never thought of like the Pokemon Center ETBs as kind of being first edition, but it's true. It really is kind of like a first edition thing where they are a lot rarer. The print run is a lot smaller. And it's kind of like when you look at like base set, like base set first edition and then base set unlimited, you can kind of look at it like that too, which is really interesting. I never even thought about it like that before, about the
Mhm.
ETBs like that. Um, but yeah, I mean, they're transitioning now. It looks like, I mean, people have been talking about like they're coming out now with more holiday sets. Um,
Mm,
more frequently. So if you go back in history, when you look at like I don't know Sun and Moon era, or I can't think off the top of my head what sets are holiday sets in Sun and Moon era, but there's a lot more as time has gone on. They've been releasing more holiday sets, and holiday sets don't have booster boxes; they're only Elite Trainer boxes. And so maybe they are kind of transitioning to doing more stuff like that, and maybe phasing out booster boxes a little bit. I mean,
wow.
we don't know what's going on with the print runs of booster boxes either. I mean, they haven't really. I mean, there's definitely a shortage, so to speak, of like them releasing them to the market. I mean, they haven't. I mean, I have a distributor account,
Mm,
and
nice.
the last time I got a booster box reprint was months and months and months ago, and it was I believe it was Surging Sparks. I got some booster box cases, and that was a while ago. So they haven't done it since. So I don't know. So it's interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that, right? Because I look at like these ultra premium collections, these super premium collections, and if I'm the company, it seems more, I guess, economical to have fewer packs that are in these boxes, throw in a few other little cool trinkets, and now you can charge a similar price to a booster box, right? But you can produce half the amount of cardboard, and then you get like these promos in, which I think they did a really good job with that new Phantasmal Flames UPC with the Choreo and the other Charizard card. And I feel like maybe if that's the new way that they approach it with these, premium collection boxes, then like you said, these booster boxes maybe just more rare over time, and maybe just maybe similar to that Elite Trainer box that are Pokemon Center, where they just come off the one time or the first shipment. Because I could just imagine that it wouldn't be possible to keep up with all the demand if it sustains, right?
Well, I'm definitely seeing a shift in what
Right.
Pokemon's doing. I mean, they're definitely prioritizing. I mean, people can complain or not believe it or like that, but they're prioritizing retail, believe it or not. Like we just
Okay.
said, with the collection boxes, with the UPCs, with creating these special, unique collection boxes that are only coming out like at Sam's Club or Costco, like the Tyranitar Prismatic Evolutions box was an exclusive, I believe, to Sam's Club, I think, or something. I forgot which one, whatever. But like that, those are collection boxes they're making, and again, and this is like over the last I don't know how many months. I forgot when I got the reprints of the booster boxes, but it's been a while, and they've been doing they've been pumping out. So a lot of people thinking maybe they're holding supply back of the booster boxes, and I mean these next few weeks leading into the end of the year, there is a metric ton of product that they're going to be releasing. I mean, in terms of collection boxes, in terms of obviously we just had Phantasmal Flames is releasing in a week or whatever. Um,
Yes.
but there is a lot of collection boxes, a lot that they're coming out with that have a ton of packs inside them. A lot of Destined Rivals is going to be in these packs. So you got to imagine, man, if they're releasing all these collection boxes and then all of a sudden they'll be like, yeah, by the way, we've got booster boxes here too. And just they just bam, throw it all in the market all at once. I mean, that could be really interesting in terms of getting the demand settled a little bit. So I don't know.
Right.
Could be
Oh,
could be fascinating.
that's a good analysis, man. I kind of echo that. I feel like that would probably be maybe the best the best move here to kind of temper some expectations. And it's interesting seeing people, especially on Reddit, that are like, "Oh man, the market is crashing. The market's going down." It's like, dude, you've seen 300% gains in the course of like 9 months, and now you see a retraction of like 20 to 30%. You know, and people are
Yeah.
saying this is scary, and I'm like, okay, I think this is healthy. I don't know what you think, but to me, it's like I mean, it could be a crash, the start of a crash, but I think this is like a healthy kind of retracement period.
Yeah. Don't get me started on a crash. I am. I think you are too. Part of the crypto world. So we've seen what a crash is. Okay, we've seen the minus 80%, minus 90%, and you know, and it still recovers. Like some of these, like Cardano went down 98% or some nonsense in 2018 or whatever, and came back. So I've seen crashes. That's a crash. All right. Um, what we see now is just a nice, I think, healthy correction that needed it, like you just said. I mean,
Yeah.
everything has gone nuts. What up 200, 300%, like you said. Uh, it's expected to get a little bit of a correction here. I mean, come on, it can't just be green dildos all day. You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
I love it. I love market, number go up because it's fun. You know,
Yeah,
I have a crypto guy, crypto background, so I love it. But it's like, all right, we need to pull back a little bit here. It's a little crazy.
right. No, I totally agree, man. And, I was gonna dive into some of these sets with you too, because I think it's kind of funny, like just seeing people's perspective and kind of the writing on the wall. Like I'm sure when Evolving Skies came back out, back in the day, there are still people that are choosing like other booster boxes like Chilling Rain over Evolving Skies. And here we are, right? And we've got some pretty amazing sets. We had 151 that really popped off now, which is kind of like, not unattainable, but just it's more money up front if you want to invest in it. And then we have two that seem to be kind of correlated, which is the what is it, Prismatic Evolutions and Destined Rivals, which people are saying that might be the next, huge things, with Destined Rivals almost being like the next Evolving Skies because it's got that Team Rocket OG factor and what have you. But when I look at like Prismatic, I look at the total set value. It's like 4.5K. You got the God packs, you got these specialty sets. And when I look at Destined Rivals, I'm like, I still think there's some amazing cards. Um, but I mean, it seems like Prismatic is that next big thing. I don't know. Am I wrong, or what's your thinking on that?
Well, it's like it's hard to say like what's going to be the evolving skies of Scarlet and Violet era. I mean,
Yeah,
technically, if you have to look at it in terms of a booster box, so that kind of rules out 151 and Prismatic. If you want to like
I
kind of
got you.
make the evolving skies comparison, so I mean the clear and away best set of Scarlet and Violet that's a main set is Destined Rivals. It's not even close.
Right.
It's by far the best main set. Now when we start talking about the holiday sets like 151 Prismatic, then it comes into question what's the best overall set. You know what I mean? But
Hmm.
so like but it's interesting. So I mean, Prismatic kind of got hammered these last few months, whatever, like that. It went down to like, if you look at it like an ETB, it went down to like $90. You could have gotten a nice score for the ETB. Now it's back to like 140, 130 ish or whatever. Um, so you had opportunity to pick it up, and I was screaming, that this is an insane opportunity. That they printed a whole butt ton of Prismatic, and Pokemon was holding to their promises of what is it, like 7-8 months ago, like that they said that we see the demand for Prismatic, we hear you guys, and we're gonna print it, and they
Yeah,
released literally a statement. So, and what are people shocked that the printers turned on, and then like we see the effect of it like 7 months later or whatever like that. So um it's like they're sticking to their guns, they're sticking to the word. So you just have to listen to what they're saying and doing.
right. Man, that's awesome, dude. And one thing I really appreciate about you too is I love this like 7 to 8 month rule you have, like when a new set comes out, to just kind of hold off because the FOMO is strong. Like, I mean, when I see that Mega Charizard, and I'm like, everybody's kind of agreeing this could be, a next Moonbreon or Lovebirds. It's easy to get the wallet ready and be like, all right, like I'm just gonna land one, despite the price. But if you do your due diligence and you kind of just tamper expectations, like you could pull off like getting like this Sunbreon as an example, 8 months later, which you called, which is almost like almost a 50% reduction in price, right? So like, what's the thinking there? Is it just people get kind of bored, they get to the new sets, and then the other set gets more scarce, gets less printed, and then people want to come back, or like, what do you think what's going on there?
It's kind of like the latest set is the best set mentality for people like that. They have very short-term mind and thinking about things like that, which makes sense. Now everybody's thinking about Phantasma Flames, and then Phantasma Flames isn't even out yet, and we're already thinking about the
Yeah,
high class set at the end of the year. We're already thinking about it. So it's always like latest and greatest. But yeah, but I mean, the data doesn't lie. The data shows ever since the Sword and Shield era, the data has shown that if you just wait 6 to 8 months or whatever after the release, the either all the singles and the slabs usually find a bottom in price about 6 to 8 months
interesting.
after the release. So you just have to have some patience. So far, the only set that I've noticed right now that has kind of not done that is Destined Rivals, where it actually had a nice dip about 5 months so far after release. Now it's finding another leg, or it has found, the last few months, whatever, another leg up.
Yeah,
But it could be a nice little correction still, like a bounce, like a dead cat bounce, like in the crypto term,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
to then
Appreciate it.
roll over. Yeah, to then roll over again. Because we got so much Destined Rival stuff coming out. It's like ridiculous. So it would make sense that it does get a nice dead cat bounce and then finds a bottom like in January, which is like my rule. So it's not even my rule. It's what the data shows.
Right. It's what the data shows. And like you're just identifying that data and I
Yep.
appreciate that. Dude, so it's funny that you say that because Destin Rivals to me, there's a massive nostalgia factor there. Like just that red and black, the way that they kind of constructed the cards, the kind of the cool factor. And I mean, we all know the predominant target audience here is like, males in their 30s, because that's just when we were all kids, we kind of grew up with it. Um, and so, like a perfect example, like the Team Rockets UPC that's coming out at the end of the month, it's got bad packs in it. It's got just the one promo card, it's got three, but the one that was just taken straight out of the main set, just with the stamp on it. And I want it so bad just because I like the way the box looks. Like I really would keep it sealed for 10 years just so that I could see that box. You know what I mean? So I feel like there's like this added element of that nostalgia, similar to 151, that people are kind of maybe underestimating, given that the set value might only be like a few thousand, but that other factor, like similar to 151, may take it to the moon. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just not even that. I totally get the nostalgia thing too with looking at the rocket and the colors and red and black and stuff. But it's
Right.
like this set is just so deep. Like it's such a great set. Like, it's so deep, the set, compared to like the other sets in Scarlet and Violet era. It's clearing away the best main set. And it's not even close. So yeah,
Yeah,
I do love it. Destined Rivals. What's it not to love? You know?
I know. And there's so many cards that like I keep looking back, like Misty's Lapras, Misty's
Yep.
Psyduck, friggin'
Yep.
like Ethan's Typhlosion, which is only a $40 illustration rate right now. But I'm like, I could see that being at least $100 eventually, right? And so I hear you, man.
Houndoom, the Meowth. There's
Yeah, the Houndoom's really cool too.
so many cards in that set. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, 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 yeah. No, it's true. And one thing though that's throwing me off is 151 kind of caught me by surprise. Not gonna lie to you. Like I I bought like the Surging Sparks PC ETBs and I bought 2 rounds of that because I was like, oh, they're just sitting there. And I was kind of in the market knowing something was gonna pop, especially as I saw Bitcoin starting to heighten up. I was like, okay, it's a good time. And then the prismatic ETBs came out on the Pokemon Center, and because Surging Sparks like was there for like months, it felt like I was like, oh, I've got at least an hour to buy this. So I went and did some work, came back, and they were sold out, man. And now that was like a $3,000 mistake. So I'm pretty pissed off about it, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, Prismatic was actually the start of having the Pokemon Center issues. That
Okay.
was the set that started it. It started
Yeah.
it all, of getting instantly sold out, and it got so bad that now that set also started where people could they limited it to 2 a person.
Okay.
So that was the last set so far. I mean, things can, we can have a downturn and market cool off again or whatever. Like, but so far, that's the last set that maybe ever may be where you can get a sealed case of Pokemon Center ETBs. Was Prismatic Evolutions. So now it's
Right.
not possible anymore with the other sets because they limit it to 2. So in the beginning, they said people can get like, I think was before, I don't know what they even limited it to before, but people were able to order cases, and now you can't.
Right.
So they're insanely they're it's rare, the
Yeah.
prismatic cases.
Yeah. And it's interesting that they did that because I think it was actually I think I follow this guy Pokebeard on YouTube, and halfway through that drop, they changed the limit order to 2. So like you said, you could
Yep,
start off with the
correct.
4 and then they changed it to 2. And now sometimes I think it's 2 now, like most of the time, right?
Yeah.
But but I'm seeing a little bit like of I don't know if it's just like people are so hyped about modern or what it is, but I'm looking at something like Evolving Skies, right? Like an ETB that has like those 8 packs in it. And then I see like the 151 regular ETB that's like the same price or more than Evolving Skies. And I'm like, man, like if anything ever happened to that box, at least I know I could break it down and sell the packs off and at least make my money back. But like with 151, I'm like, I just don't know how it got there that quick. Like, and I'm just not sure if it's like this 151 set is just that amazing, even though that the PSA 10 Charizard has like almost a pop of 100K, or if it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just not sure if people like bought up the supply, if there wasn't as much printed. Like, I just don't know how that's kind of comparable at this point. Like, I could see the ETB being like 300, 350, but to be like for people making that decision not to buy Evolving Skies ETB over that, it just I'm like, whoa, what's going on? You know?
Yeah, there's a little bit of a disconnect. I've noticed that too
Yeah,
particularly like Evolving Skies, like the ETB price, let's say. It looks, I believe it's undervalued. I believe the
yeah,
there's is something. There's either the 151 is overvalued. Maybe it possibly is. I mean, just the ETB sealed price. I mean, I don't even know what's the per pack cost of that. I mean, that's like crazy. It's like 410 divided by 9. Or the hell? What is that? That's $45 a pack.
yeah,
Oh my god, that's
right,
insane. That's more than Evolving Skies per pack. Like
right,
I think the loose market rate for Evolving Skies packs is like $30, $35. So there's some sort of disconnect there. Yeah, there's some sort of market inefficiency maybe where
yeah.
Evolving Skies might be undervalued. So I've noticed that too, and I've even made posts about that where I think Evolving Skies might be in for another leg up soon because it looked more. So we'll see.
It's funny. Here I am thinking that that was like my idea, or I noticed that, but I probably just regurgitated what I already saw on your platform, and here I am acting as if I made an insight. Saying,
Maybe it's a subconscious thing. I don't know. Who
yeah,
knows? Yeah.
exactly. I subconsciously did that. I appreciate that, man. And I'm curious, pick your brain about these gold cards now, right? Because they're so they're so scarce, right? Compared to like that special, like what is it? One in I know for the Mega Evolution, there's like 1 in 2,600 almost packs, which
1 in
is
1,200.
1,200. So
Yep.
to get a specific gold in Mega Evolutions, 1 in 2,400.
No, to get a goal. Oh yeah, yeah, yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
which is like, is that the hardest pull rate we've seen so far?
I would say that it's probably, I think, equal to what we saw in Black Bolt and White Flare with the monochrome cards. I believe it's the same. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think they introduced it that set. Like the really difficult card to pull was like the black Zekrom and the white Reshiram, those
Yeah.
monochrome. And forget about the red Victini. I think that's even more hard to pull. I
Oh,
think I'm not sure. But yeah, so like me personally on the channel, I mean, I haven't pulled the red Victini out of either one of those sets, and I've opened up like maybe 2,000 packs, and I've yet to pull it,
holy.
or maybe 1,500 packs, something like that, something
Yeah.
crazy. But
Yeah.
with Mega Evolution, I've yet to pull a gold card too, and it's been like I want to say like 1,400 packs, maybe something like that. Maybe I've been through whatever with all the discounted member packs I gave out, whatever like that, and all the giveaway stuff I did, and me being a personal DJ ripping myself,
Right.
I haven't seen it. I haven't like they exist. I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Wow. So this is kind of like bizarre to me, right? Because like the booster box is, let's say, even if it's like, let's say 350, right? Like let's say Mega Evolutions gets it's 350 right now, or what is it, 250 maybe? Do you know
I
what
think it's
exactly?
like 290. I think
It's hard for
maybe
me because I'm
off the top
Canadian,
of my
so
head.
like I always have to do the conversion back
Oh,
and
okay. Yeah. I
um,
would never be able to do that.
yeah,
So I'm glad I
but
could just be
290.
my ignorant American and I could just be USD the whole time. I like
Yeah,
it.
no, it's all right. But so like you said, 290. So like if you're paying, like, let's say you're trying to get a gold card, so you, let's say, buy 3 booster boxes for $900, and you can just go and buy the card for 850, because that's 1 in 96 packs you're only going to get, as you would have had to pull 1 in 1200 minimum, right? So it's like,
I mean, bro, forget about the gold card. Just trying to pull an SAR out of 3 booster boxes is hard.
right. So
Yes. Forget about the gold. That's even more ridiculously hard. Just trying to get an SAR is kind of hard out of Mega Evolution too.
right. So
Yep.
but what do you think at that pull rate, like the card should be more expensive, because it's like you're
They
technically,
are.
if yeah.
Oh, well, we're talking about the Charizard because the Charizard's not. There's a reason for that. I mean,
Well,
but
yeah,
the
because
gold cards in Mega Evolution are more expensive. They are.
interesting. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But the gold is not because I mean, even though the gold and the Charizard and Phantasmal Flames is a lot rarer, it doesn't hold a candle though to that SAR. That SAR is insane. That's like the best. That's like a Grail card. I think it'll be a Grail card. It'll be a Moonbryon. It'll be a Lovebirds from Sun and Moon. Team
Right.
up. That's a Grail card. That's why I think it's way more expensive than the gold.
And how hard do you think it'll be to pull? Have they, like, did
That's
they
another
put a
question. I
yeah,
mean, that's a big question too, and that can really determine where the market's going
gonna
because
go, yeah,
if that card is easy to pull, like relatively, because it's a small set, it's the smallest set since Heart Gold, Soul Silver, one of those. I think Undaunted, maybe I forgot. I don't know, but it's
yeah,
been it's been like freaking like 14 years or some nonsense. That's how small this set is. So if
it's
that
crazy.
card is easy to pull, I mean that could eat. I mean people are gonna get bored and they're not gonna have the interest. And then we have until January, whatever, until the next set comes out. So there's a chance here where Pokemon could literally tame the market here a little bit and really
Yeah,
bring us back to reality. There's a good shot here of that. So I don't know.
it'd be super interesting if they did something like put it into like a 1 in 4,000 and just threw everybody off completely, right? And like,
Well, that would be so random. I mean, no,
I
but
know.
I would imagine it's got to be the same SIR pull rates as Mega Evolutions. So you're
Yeah,
looking at like, I mean, I've seen like one out of every. Me personally, it's like one out of every 3 booster boxes is an SIR. That's what I've seen.
wow. Yeah.
So if it's the same pull rate, then that's what's expected, kind of.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. So like 1 in 1,200 for that Charizard, the gold, and then whatever it is, 1 in 3 boxes for a specific, or for just any SAR. Yeah,
No, no, yeah, for any SR. I
yeah,
think the actual rate is like 1 in 90 or
I
something
see.
something
Yeah,
like that. So it works out to be you got to get into like a third box, like kind of,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah. And dude, what happens if, let's say, Mega Dream comes out, right? And it's got just the one gold card, and then the next set comes out and it's got one gold card in the box. Does that mean Mega Evolutions may then start to fly, because people are going to start realizing, hey, there's 2 gold cards that you can pull out here, and the 2 special illustrations, plus every other card. I just feel like it could be kind of this hidden set because everyone always talks about the base set being kind of shit. And then now this one's kind of like hit us off guard. Like to me, it's a really deep set as well. And Surging Sparks is a similar price point, but I'm like, man, like even if it took longer time to appreciate, Mega Evolution seems like just something that I would prefer to hold. I guess I don't know what you think.
Yeah, I mean, Mega Evolution is it's funny because like people say like latest is the greatest, but like literally it's and we go like the past eras for like a base set. It literally is like our best base set that we've had. Like, I think I love personally Scarlet and Violet base, and I always said that that base set is crazy good compared to Black Bolt, not Black Bolt, Black and White base and XY base and Sun and Moon base. Scarlet and Violet base is leagues ahead. And then they came out with Mega Evolutions, and like that set is deep. It's fun to open. It's deep. There's so many hits in there. You got the nostalgia berries with some of the Pokemon like Venusaur, and everybody loves Lucario. I mean, so yeah, I think it's a great set. I mean, as of right now, I think Mega Evolution base is better than Phantasmal. I think it's
Right.
way better,
Right. I agree with that.
way better of a set. But the thing is that Phantasmal has that epic Zard that's like a generational card. That's the
Right.
problem with Phantasmal versus like Mega Evolution. But I think overall the base Mega Evolution is way better so
Yeah.
far.
Right. 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 That makes a lot of sense. I agree with you on that as well. And man, what's with these promos now, right? Like I think I told you this before we started chatting, but I had like this Eevee GX that was in I don't know, some Pikachu V promo box that I just ripped open like a few years ago for fun. And I had this card, it was like, I don't know, 18-20 bucks at the time. And I ended up giving it to a kid. And it was like pristine, right? But I was like, I never thought of getting it graded because in my head I was like, well, I'll pay 30-40 bucks. It might be worth like 150, 200 max, And I just saw the card sell for like I think it was 2 grand and a 10. And in my head, I'm like, man, I was giving away so many promo cards or didn't think anything of them. Like even like Lost Origin, like I had that Mimikyu card and a few others. And now I see these prices for not just like promos, but just all cards appreciating so much. But like, what do you think happened there? Like, what? Like, I know promos from like Poncho, Pikachu's, and those things have always been a big deal, but just these regular promos that I didn't think were that big of a deal are now flooding the market, and people think they're the best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah, it's just like everything is just pretty crazy right now. That's the only thing. Like in terms of like promos, I guess like yeah, they are a little bit rarer, so to speak, because like you can even look at something like one of the latest promos, like from Black Bolt, no, or is it White Flare? I don't remember which one. The Gothitelle one, right? I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
even that one is, if it grades a 10, it's like 150 bucks, some nonsense, which I think is crazy. I mean, they mass produced that thing, whatever, like that, but the whole market is crazy. I think the craziest thing is like when you're talking about like giving away cards, stuff like that. You can look at celebrations, man. I don't know if you've seen those
yeah,
cards or like
yeah,
that.
for sure.
Like the full art Pikachu was like that's a bulk card that people just like threw. It's like you're throwing at like your kids, like here, play with it, go ahead. And the kids are throwing it around, you didn't care. I opened up like on the channel, on my channel, I opened up a lot of celebrations, and I literally just those cards. I had stacks and stacks and stacks of them, and I just gave them away for like I give them away. I gather the bulk and I put them in tins. And I give them actually to a children's hospital.
Wow,
Um,
that's cool.
yeah, I try. I have. I open up a ton of stuff, so like I have a
Right.
ton of bulk, and I just throw everything. I throw some stickers, some like pins, stuff like that, coins, whatever, and I put it in nice little the tin collection boxes, and I package it all up and send it off to them. But it's like I was packaging up those Pikachu's, man, and I'm thinking nothing of it. And what did they go for? Some stupid like 200 something for three. I forgot what some
Wow.
stupid prices in a PSA 10. And it's a
Wow.
bulk card. It's a bulk card, man.
That's so annoying.
So I mean, this is like
Yeah,
this crazy market. The market's insane right now. So you
it
gotta live
is.
with this is good times right now. All right. This is 2021 crypto peak. This is
Yes.
2017 crypto peak. This is the good
Right.
times. So it's
Right.
cyclical, everything. So we just ride the wave right now, pretty much.
Yeah, I like that you're knowing that we're riding the wave too, because it's like it does feel like a bit of a magic carpet. I'm like, oh, okay, when am I gonna fall off? But but one thing that's kind of interesting is I have the first base set, just the regular, and the fossil set completed. And I've been having like I've had those cards forever.
Nice.
Yeah, and I look at the value and I'm like, man, like I could trade everything in because not a lot of it's not near mint. It'd probably be like, I don't know, like anywhere from a PSA 5 to an 8 probably.
Yeah.
Um and I would probably not even make half the amount of money as like one single Evolving Skies booster box or something, right? And I'm like, holy, like it just doesn't seem like there's an appreciation. And then I find it kind of weird. Like we went back and Sun and Moon really exploded, XY really exploded because of obviously Mega Evolutions. But then there's like weird sets like Diamond and Pearl and those things that just never like you can go buy like one of the most exclusive hollows now for like $150 raw. And I'm like, how is that not like $1,000, right? So I find it kind of funny. Like some people are saying modern cards are just so much better, they're nicer, but I'm like, the pop rates are so damn high. And it just scares me, like just being, a bit of a collector in my background. Like I just look at like some of these vintage cards and I'm like, oh, there's only a pop of like 250 or sometimes like 80. I have like the Latias EX from that Dragon set. And I bought it in Denver, Colorado, actually in a business trip. And it was like pristine and it's in a PSA 9. And I think there's like something just under 200 and only 84 in a 10. And but you pay the same amount as a modern card. So I just wanted to pick your brain there. Like, do you think we're going to get that swing, or have people kind of just said, screw it, modern's like what I want?
Oh yes, definitely. We're getting the swing. It's already started. So like I've been well, the thing is, like, I've only been active like on Twitter or X or whatever like that for like I would say max 3 months. Like been active, like posting,
Wow.
trying to get my thoughts out there. But like internally with my community, I've been saying like vintage is so undervalued. It is, no one cares about it.
Right.
It's still at its lows. It's not even close to its all-time highs yet. Not even close. And I was saying it heavily, probably the beginning of this year. And
Wow.
I've even made a few plays here and there. Like I bought like a Dragonite, whatever, like a hollow PSA 10 from like Fossil, whatever, right?
So
But like yeah, it's stupid undervalued. But now it's starting to get back up there where it's making new all-time highs. You saw
yeah.
it's funny because I have this card. The PSA 10 1999 base set Venusaur
Oh
first
wow.
edition.
First edition. Damn.
Yes.
Shadowless. Nice. Wow.
Yeah, Shadow's first edition made record highs of $55,000 in a 10. And I think the all-time high previous is like 30 or 40,000 or something like that. So
Wow.
all these cards are starting to pop off. They're starting. I think the vintage run is, I think people are starting to notice it now more. And it's gonna, I believe, a lot of these cards are still, I think, are undervalued. Where like if you look at, people are making a huge joke about the Pikachu first edition jungle card in the PSA 10
Mm.
was like $1,000 in 2021, like the COVID era or whatever. And people are like, why is this card worth that much? This is ridiculous and stupid. But now it's back and it hit lows of about $80 during the bear, right? 80, $90. And now it's back to $700, $800.
Right.
It's back there. It's approaching its all-time highs again. So like people, they have short attention spans. I mean, like a perfect example is look at the black and white era. Okay. People didn't really pay any mind or attention to it until we got word of Black Bolt and White Flare came out.
Right.
And then booster boxes shot up and now they're ridiculously priced. Where I actually just picked up I'm doing like some mystery box stuff, whatever. And I picked up a what is it? Next Destiny's booster box for $9,000.
Wow.
It's nuts.
Wow.
And I think that box price before, like months ago, what like 2,000 maybe,
Yeah.
So like when you were talking about Diamond and Pearl, like yeah, Pokemon eventually is going to revisit every generation. Like it's clear as day that's their plan.
Right.
It's only a matter of when. So they did Gen 1 with 151, right? They did Gen 5 with Black Bolt and White Flare. They're going to revisit every gen because it's like a clear marketing business slam dunk for them to just
Yeah.
do like a nostalgia throwback. So they're going to do it. It's just a matter of when for these other eras.
Dude, that's such good insight. And like, if you're somebody that's wanting to kind of, play on that market instead of trying to buy into the hype all the time, is just to collect what you love and go back into these old eras. Like I love
Yes.
that EX era. Like that's my favorite era. That Espeon EX, that one that's like all purple. I don't know if you like, I don't know exactly all the criteria, but it's just such a good looking card, man. Like there's just so many back there that I'm like, even like the Ancient Mew, like that's a card that I know you just got at a movie theater, but like I'm obsessed with that card. Like if that card came out today, I feel like that would be like another Charizard kind of card, you know?
Yeah,
Uh,
and they're holding the perfect like weapon in their arsenal right now is a Gen 2 151. It's like their perfect like
right.
weapon right now that they're holding back. And I would imagine that they're holding it for when they release the new gen of Pokemon, like Gen 10 or whatever. Because everyone gets like bored or they get like or the market gets what's it called? Like anxiety or they get nervous over new things, right?
Yeah.
And there's always usually market corrections, uncertainty. That's the word I was looking for. So there's always market uncertainty, right? With a new generation. That's why we usually always see prices dip or the collapse when a new gen gets announced or releases, because you get all these new Pokemon. People can't relate to them. They're like, "What the hell is this nonsense? I don't know what this is." It's like when Scarlet and Violet came out, it was totally crapped on. No one paid any mind to it. With the first like 4 or 5 sets, it took until Twilight Masquerade for people to like the sixth set
Yeah.
into Scarlet and Violet for it to start to take off. You know.
Right.
Um, and we haven't see that's the thing that I don't think people are really realizing or talking about is that we never got a market reset um, because we've never transitioned to a new era. We've continued this nice run where we got out of Gen 9, which is Scarlet and Violet, and we went right into Mega Evolution, which is not a new era of Pokemon. It is just a
Mm,
nice nostalgia berry rehash of Pokemon we all know and love already. So when we get that, so that's why people are talking like it's like the longest run we've ever had, the longest bull market we've ever had, because we haven't had a reset. We haven't had a new gen to come slap us down in the face like
yeah.
of uncertainty, and that's coming with Gen 10, and maybe that's coming next year sometime after the 30th anniversary or whatever like that, right? So, there's a lot of opportunity, coming in the future if people just stick around. It's all about
Yeah.
time.
Right. Time in the market beats time in the market, right? That classic saying.
100%. Hundred
Yeah.
percent.
Man, that's amazing, dude. I really kind of appreciate that insight because, a lot of people that come in, like even now I look on Reddit and people are like, what do you think of my collection? And like you could tell they've only been here for like the last 8 months. They have one prismatic ETB Pokemon Center. They have like four booster boxes from Destined Rivals. You know what I'm trying to say? And then I
Oh yeah,
remember that
that's for
same
sure.
thing from Sword and Shield. Like they'd have whatever it is, like, four Brilliant Stars, booster boxes, whatever, right? And I just find it interesting. It's like the people that, like you said, can stick it through the years, like 5 to 10 years, and just keep accumulating and not worrying so much about the day-to-day swings will do
Yeah, I mean,
well.
yeah, and those people are actually very, very rare. I was not one of those people. So like I came back in 2021 even because vintage was booming and I was hearing about Charizard's going for hundreds of thousands of dollars, whatever like that. And I was like, oh, let me look at my collection. Got some nostalgia berries going on, and I was like, you know what? Let's get back into it and get back to the swing of things. And of course, I went full Degen. So like I'm not your typical kind of person that enters back in, because like when I was a kid or whatever like that, uh, I never opened up a booster box my entire life. I always open up just like packs. I would
Right.
beg my mom at Target, whatever, not Target, I don't know, like the grocery store to get packs. And I was never able to get a booster box. So my first ever booster box I actually opened was a 1999 base set first edition booster box. It was the first one I ever opened, which is
Wow.
crazy. And that was back in 2021. But like I
Crazy.
crashed out. Like I went way too hard, too quickly, too fast,
Yeah.
and I went down the whole grading nonsense of like dealing with grading card companies and getting frustrated. So it's all about like taking your time, have patience, pick up stuff that you love, like you said, and just have fun with it. Because like if you do too much at once, you will crash out. Like it happened to me.
That's really good advice, man, because I think that's what happened to a lot of people. They get over leveraged because they know this product is going to go up. And when it starts to go down, they need to sell a portion of it off, right? And then it doesn't become sustainable. Then you're stressed out, whatever it is. I see some of these guys that like buy like whatever, like Destin Rivals at the hype, and now they're worried that it has a retracement. So I think that's really smart. And I want to take you down this lane because coming kind of from that digital collectibles background, one thing that we always talk about is, over time, digital collectibles might be more interesting to people because it will reduce space. They can kind of be permanent. You don't have to worry about damage. There's all these things that people come up with, right, as potential positives compared to the physical product. And similar to what we're seeing in this bull market right now with Bitcoin, people just assume alts are going to run, right? Oh, it ran last time, it ran the time before, they're going to run again. And they may not, they may not, right? And then same with this Pokemon market, people say like, oh, 5 to 10 years, just sit on the product, don't worry, like it's all going to work out. But like 5 to 10 years, maybe we're going to have digital holograms that people can use through AR glasses and you can actually interact with the card where it moves and does things, and it's like offers you so much more. It has serialization where it's only 1 of 1,000, whatever. And all of a sudden, all these physical products that we're holding may not have the same yield, right? So I feel like that's the thing with the world. Like everything changes as much as, somebody said the best quote to me. It was the only thing that stays the same is change. And I just feel like a lot of people make assumptions. I feel like there's been a lot of blind luck. Like comics and other TCGs, other than Magic, as an example, didn't see the same appreciation that Pokemon is seeing. If we didn't have that pandemic, it's possible the eyes would have never came on to the TCG again, right? Like it could have just faded out. So I'm just curious about that. Like, like, because a lot of people just assume it's a state. Like, I know I got that guy was Nostalgia Comics or whatever, and he's like, he's just like, just fucking buy and you'll be good. But I'm like, it's not certain. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, well, okay, I thought I was muted for a second. No,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So the data shows that that is the case. I mean, I guess follow the trend. The trend is your friend, kind of
I
spiel. You
like
know what I
that.
mean?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
like, it's right now, but anything could change, of course. So it's kind of like maybe just be prepared, But
Yeah.
it's easy. It's way easier said than done. Be like, yeah, just hold for 10 years. I'm
Right.
like, come on, that's a long time. But because I'm not saying that's wrong or not. That is correct. But it's like it's easy. It's way easier said than done to just hold something for 10 years, or whatever. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, but you're making great points with the whole digital aspect of it, and I think we're already seeing that with Pocket. So I
Yeah.
think Pokemon is dipping their toes in the digital landscape of things. It's kind of like half-assing it because it's not NFT blockchain
Not an
stuff.
ownership thing. Right.
Yeah, it's not like an ownership thing, or it's a centralized thing on their own server or whatever like that. It's not like you have ownership of it via like NFT or whatever like that. But maybe they could but that's like a nice foot in the door where they could transition to something like that. Who knows? Of
Right.
course.
I feel like if Pokemon ever did that, that would almost like turn that whole crypto wave for digital collectibles back up, right? Because I feel like, to me, man, like that's a, if they were to do like a serialized card, like like a certain edition, like 10,000 editions of that Mega Charizard or something, I mean, those would be hundreds of thousands of dollars for one, right? But I think it's interesting. Like I just find that like we are in that digital cusp, like where the physical product, even talking to comic book store owners where they're like, oh, within 10 years they see their shops just being like almost like ancient relics, and but that market's older also for like older people, like usually in their 40s 50s, right? Because they grew up with comics, we grew up with cards, kind of deal. So anyways, I just think it's interesting just to speculate a little bit, right? Because a lot of people, like you said, they on the Reddits, they're just, oh yeah, just wait your 5 to 10 years and you're golden, right? And it's like, hey man, like I don't know, right? Like there's also more product ever been, like with Evolving Skies and Sun and Moon era, like a lot of people weren't really holding sealed stuff, which I also think is part of why it ran up so much. As I feel like now a lot of people are sealed collectors. Like it's almost like everybody knows this is a trick now, right? Like
Yeah,
it's a
definitely.
deflationary asset. Like, so it's just an interesting thing to think about. Like I thought about the UPCs that they were saying that there was going to be like 2 to 3 million printed of those UPCs, if not more. Um,
Yeah.
so I just, there's something to think about, I guess.
Yeah, in terms of the whole digital stuff, like I don't see the physical cardboard market, whatever like that, ever going away. Or
Right.
I'm not sure about, I don't know about dampening, but like so you can make the same argument kind of for like books and like Barnes and Noble stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I know like I got kids and they love physical books, even though they're obviously in the digital era, born, raised digital era. I mean, my freaking 2 year old can swipe on the iPad already and like figured it out herself. Like I didn't teach her to her. She just knows how to do it and stuff like that. It's
Yeah,
crazy. She just knows how to. She knows how to. Like she sees us doing it. I don't know. It's just nuts. But it's like
that's
I don't
cool.
see that ever really going away. Like the whole, there's still like a appreciation even right now. I think books is really like the best comparison because like that could easily be like a way to, just be done with, uh, just physical copies of books. But that still is a thing, and people still prefer holding a book and reading a book, stuff like that. So,
It's a great
uh,
point. I love that
so
point. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. And I think that like I see the same thing. Like even for me, like there's something about actually having it in your collection, even with like digital
yeah,
collectibles. Like, you see it even with people with crypto all the time. Their wallets get hacked. Like, at least you have that physical ownership. Unless somebody comes and physically robs you, right? It's always going to be in your possession. So I think that's
yeah.
a really good point, man. Yeah.
Yeah, me personally, I mean, I don't really like. I like the physical in terms of just the. Obviously, I'm a crypto guy, so I love the whole digital world or like that. But in terms of like collectibles, I prefer physical. I prefer it in my hand, stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's just me, though.
No, I'm with you too, man. Like I kind of feel that as well. Like I like both. Like I think they're both added elements. Like especially the AR component's really cool. Like if you can have some kind of digital figure or trading card or even a comic up close and you could see things that it's more clear
That
than you
is
could see
cool. Yeah,
with your own eyes. And
yeah,
but
that's cool.
but but yeah, no, I'm with you, man. I wanted to pick your brain about a few more sets. Okay. So like where is it here? Yeah, this guy, Paldean Fates. So you got the Charizard, you got the Bubble Mew, you got that is it Gardevoir or whatever, and then you have just those shinies, right? And
Yeah,
I'll be honest with you, I saw the Bubble Mew at $80, and I did not want that card, man. I mean, I don't know what it was. It just kind of reminds me of like a child's card or something, but it's gone like over the moon. Like it just keeps going and going, and even now people are saying this is like the card of Scarlet and Violet. And
could be. Yeah, could be.
yeah, what's your take on that?
So I have a take that's, I guess, controversial,
Okay.
or a
Yeah.
take that's definitely not widely accepted or like that.
Okay.
So Paladin Fates, I actually really don't like. I don't like Paladin Fates.
Right.
Um, Now, caveat: the three top cards are gorgeous. I love them. Okay,
Yeah.
the Bubble Mew is very nice. Actually, that's actually my third favorite
Mm,
out of the three is the Bubble Mew. So I actually prefer the Charizard more
yeah.
and the Gardevoir second, and then the Bubble Mew. But whatever, that's just my
Right.
own. It's all just personal preference. Whatever. So like you have to, so with me. I acknowledge that there's a market take, what the market likes, and my own personal preference. You know what I mean?
I
So
got
like
you.
when I did a ranking of all the Scarlet and Violet sets of my own personal preference, and I put like Paladin Fates in like the bottom five because that's my own personal preference. I just don't like the set that much because, and I'll say I have to give reasons why because people like they'll come at me with pitchforks and stuff. It's like when you're opening the set, there's only three illustration rares, and you pull them constantly, and you pull the Clive guy. I can't stand him. And you pull the little flaccid boys, rug trio, right?
Yeah,
So you
yeah,
pull
yeah.
those guys nonstop. I can't stand it. And you have to like the baby shinies. And if you don't like them, then you're not gonna have a good time. And that's me. I don't really like the baby shinies. I like, and there's like, bro, there's like 90 of them. There's like freaking 90 of them. And I like 10 of them out of the 90, like Pikachu, Snorlax, the typical guys, right? That you like. And you get all these random things that nobody heard about or cares about. Like they look like Digimon to me, basically. It's like all these other gens, like I don't know
Yeah.
what the hell these are. So it's like, that's my take with Paladin Fates. But
Right.
people love it. It's a great set. I think it's a great set for the market, like because people love it, whatever like that, and that's fine. But for me personally, I'm not a big fan, but I think it's a good investable set, probably,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Probably is because that bubble Mew, like you said, could be the card of the SV era. We don't know yet.
it's
Just like how people didn't know the Lovebirds was the card of Sun and Moon.
true.
That only became the card like years later. Like years later. So we don't know. Maybe could it be the Sunbreon from Prismatic, right? Could it
Yeah,
be Thick Thigh Boy from Destined Rivals, the Mewtwo, right?
yeah, exactly. It's a cool card too.
We don't know. We don't know. So we'll see. We'll see
Yeah, even that
as time
magic
goes
card.
on.
It's another like from
It
Paldea.
could be. It
But
could
I
be.
feel it's just because it's an illustration rare, it doesn't get me as excited, right? Like I'm like, oh, okay, like, but I know the gem rate's really low, right? That's supposedly why it's for like a PSA 10, it's so expensive.
Yeah, the print
Uh,
quality of Scarlet and Violet is the beginning is like terrible. The print quality is so bad. So like
right.
the gem rate is hard. And forget about black labeling cards. They don't exist in Scarlet and Violet era. They don't exist. And I'm a big black label guy.
I
Like
saw that you got the Lovebirds black label, right?
I
It's
do,
the
yes.
geez, what's that going for if you don't mind me asking? Like
It's
30 plus?
it's probably 35, probably
Yeah,
goes for now. Yeah. I got it at 11. I got it.
it's a
Yeah.
steal, man.
I was picking up, yeah, I was picking up stuff like I don't know how long ago. It was like 2 years ago now. Some nonsense. It's
Yeah,
crazy, crazy ride we've been
wow.
on, whatever. But yeah, so black label, it's interesting because like I'm a big BGS 10 black label fan because I'm a collector too. Like I like the best of the best or
Mhm,
whatever. And that's the best of the best is that. And
right.
Scarlet and Violet print quality was so terrible that they don't exist any black labels like at all.
That's
But we've noticed now people have been I don't think people even noticed so much. Maybe it's fallen on the radar with a little bit, but Mega Evolution, the print quality has been fantastic overall.
oh,
Where the cards are black labeling already out the gate. Like it's
ooh,
starting. Like usually it takes time for these black labels to come into existence, people opening up packs and stuff like that. But the card condition is so good that it's already starting. Cards are already starting to black label. So
that's
it's really
wild.
interesting. Yeah, it's wild. Yeah.
And so PSA doesn't have an equivalent to a black label, right? Like it's just like,
No,
yeah,
no, not at all.
which is probably a good thing because I feel like I heard about that whole like if you were to get a higher graded card, right? Then they upcharge you because they know that it's a higher market value.
Yep.
I find that kind of controversial because I'm thinking like it seems like a conflict of interest uh if I'm thinking about it, right? Like I mean, like if BGS started doing that, I was like, oh, now it's a black label, like and they're gonna make all this extra money or something. Like I don't know, I just find it a little bit bizarre. Um,
Yeah, so like it's interesting we're talking about like grading card companies because like this is the rabbit hole I went down in 2021 where I got so frustrated I just left because I couldn't deal with it because I was doing a lot of like crazy stuff and expecting different outcomes and that I wasn't getting. Like I
mm,
cracked open a PSA 10. Like I'm completely nuts. I cracked open a PSA 10 1999 Shadowless Charizard. Okay. Yeah, it was $100,000 card. I cracked it open like an idiot because I thought the condition of it was so great. I could be the guy that gets the first ever black label 10. No, no,
right.
of course not. So like I went, yeah, so I went down that whole rabbit hole. But now, as I've like matured in the industry or whatever like that, and have learned from experience, like I know what these grading card companies look for now. And I see people getting frustrated nonstop about like, why did this card not PSA 10? Look at the back, it's perfect. But like
Mm,
people don't realize, like, you just gotta look up the rules or what they look for PSA 10. And if that card is not the correct centering in the front, where it needs to be 45-55 ratio in the front,
right.
the card can be completely perfect. I mean, perfect, like Black Label 10 perfect. But if the centering is 44-56, it's not going to get a PSA 10 because it doesn't
Wow.
fall under their parameters. So that's why that's if you have a better understanding of what these grading card companies are looking for, you won't get as frustrated. And it's just a
Yeah.
learning process.
I love that take because I'll be honest. I actually thought a lot of it was done through AI or at least through some kind of like really uh, intense procedure. And then I kind of from seeing a lot of posts in different people's cards, it looks like a little bit more subjective, right? It's almost like individual examiners that come
Yep.
back and like And to me, I'm actually surprised that there isn't something that's like more precise, that like, analyzes your car, like some kind of laser thing that like can look through it and like be like, this is the exact dimensions. There's not one scratch. It's this, like almost like a radiologist looking at an MRI scan. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Uh, like it seems like still an imperfect science. And I wonder if that's almost like purposeful in a way. I mean, that's actually a huge thing to say. I mean, I retract that, but you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
No,
like it just
I
seems
completely
odd.
understand.
Why would
I
you
get
not
it.
have
I
something
get it.
so
Like
complex?
I mean,
No?
I've been down these rabbit holes, man, of like
Okay.
how PSA is like purposely grading vintage cards less so that to control the pop reports and stuff like that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But like with my experience now and how many vintage booster boxes I've opened, how many cards I've looked at and graded and got back, just the print quality of vintage was just so terrible and so
Wow.
terrible back then. That's why I don't know if you know this, but in of all the 1999 cards, all of them, okay? I'm talking about base set unlimited, shadowless first edition. I'm talking about jungle unlimited first edition. I'm talking about fossil unlimited and on first edition. All of those cards in existence, there is only one Black Label 10 in existence out of every one of those single cards. One.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
how bad the print quality is. Okay.
Right.
Or was. So like, and I'll give you another example. I opened up a lot of, vintage booster boxes, three fossil first edition boxes, two jungle first edition boxes, first edition base set, shadowless base set, and two unlimited base set boxes. Okay. Only two hollows graded a 10 out of all those hollows. Two.
Wow.
Two.
Wow.
Yes. So it's like you have to tamper expectations. And I learned it the hard way. I went through all this in 2021 and I got so frustrated that I rage quit. so like then I came back because of 151. And
Nice.
it's a long story, whatever, with the community and stuff like that was telling me to come back, whatever like that. Um
That's
But
cool.
yeah, you have to. It's all experience and just going through everything and learning everything. But like, it's crazy the printing standards back then. Terrible.
Bro, I could tell people want you back, man, because you said you just started your X account not too long ago and you already have like over 7K followers. So I think like whatever you're saying there, a lot of people really take your advice seriously because it is really spot on, I find.
Well, thank you. I mean, I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I started taking it. I feel like I can reach more people, communicate with more people.
Yeah.
Like, look at this. We're having a conversation now. It's great. I'm meeting new people. And I figured that taking X, Twitter, or whatever more seriously was maybe a good move, just to branch out and talk to people. Because I think the number one thing that I've always gone by is like always have an open mind and always talk to people about everything, and because you can always learn. You can always learn by listening.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's true, right? And I mean, even for me, like, I mean, I know I certainly don't have the knowledge that you have in this market, but I mean, it's enough to really kind of peek into the window to see, what you're saying here and gain some insight. But like I think the big thing here is that a lot of people came in, right? Especially recently,
Yeah.
for the scalping opportunities, for the quick money, the flips, and it makes me wonder how many people are going to sustain this, like be collecting now for the next 5 years. Like I've kind of said it to myself, like, listen, like I really enjoy this shit despite the value. Like I just want to start holding stuff, right? And I want to do it little by little, where yeah, I can hold it until maybe I don't care about it as much, or if I want to sell it off at the right time. But it's really like I enjoy it, and I just enjoy the sealed because the hit rate for me is so low. And I look at these things like 1 in 2,600 packs or 1 in 2,400 packs for a specific gold card from that Mega Evolutions. And I'm like, man, that's just so low that like the odds for me to even open this box, it just becomes idiotic to actually open a box, if I'm being honest, right? Like,
You're 100% right. You're 100%
yeah,
right. There has to be, if you're going to open up sealed product, the only thing you can justify it is a fun cost. Just
right.
how much does it cost to have fun? And that's different for everybody. I did a lot of crazy, stupid stuff, and that I don't regret at all. Like I had a lot of fun open up all these boxes and stuff like that. but it also like yeah, the expectation should be if you're going to open up sealed cardboard, you're going to lose money. So you're not making money at all. Maybe one day you hold the cards long enough, then sure, you can come out on top. Then maybe, right? But short term stuff, you're doing it just for the experience, just to have fun. That's the only way you can look at it. That's the
Yeah,
best way to look at it.
I like that take, right? Because it makes the most sense. I think like even for me, like the Yu-Gi-Oh sets came back. I don't know if you've seen that. It was like when they did a replica of like the first sets like what would that be? Like Legends of Blue Eyes and Metal
Okay.
Raiders and those things. Some of the first sets they did like a completely like brand new one, and it was just the 25th anniversary, but it was completely reprinted. So it was almost be like if they reprinted like base set for Pokemon, but it was just
Okay.
like had a different like level, but it would look exactly the same. And so that to me, like we bought a ton of them just to open, just to rip. And it was like the best thing ever, even though the cards were worth like, tens of dollars, right? It was just that feeling, that nostalgia, whatever,
Yep.
right?
That's great.
Um,
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep.
yeah. So but what I do appreciate about Pokemon is that they never actually, other than maybe celebrations and what's that other one? The legendary, they never just reprinted base set, right? As
Yeah.
I find Yu-Gi-Oh's done that. Like they've always like 151 was an awesome take, right? Like you said, if they do redo Fossil or they kind of redid Team Rocket with Destined Rivals, like they're smart in a way to keep it new and interesting. I feel like a lot of companies can learn from them, man.
Yeah, they're Pokemon's top dog for a reason. They don't they just, I think that'd be a terrible idea just reprinting a set. Just do the whole base set and just do it over and just it has like a stamp on it. And I think that would be like it'd be cool, maybe fun to open it a little bit like here and there. I mean, they kind of did that, believe it or not, with evolutions, XY evolutions a little bit.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So they kind of did it, but they did put unique cards in there still. It wasn't just complete like rip off. But it's like XY Evolutions was like the rip off of base set, like Timu base set, I think, or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like that's why it got hammered. So that's why people hated it when it came out or whatever like that. Um, but yeah, I hope they never do something like that. It's kind of funny you're talking about like Yu-Gi-Oh. I have the same experience though with Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon where I love them for the first like generation, and then I moved on with either sports or girls or something. I don't know when I was
Right,
younger,
right.
and then I totally forgot about it. And like when Gen 2 came out for Pokemon, I was long gone already. Like I was gone after Fossil. So when Fossil came out, that was the last thing I remember. The last game I played was Yellow, and that's
Right.
it. So that was it for me. So then I came back in 20. It took me 1999 to then 2021 to come back. that's that was my gap.
We're probably
It's,
similar
you,
in age then. Yeah, I feel like it was the
yeah,
same
I'm mid
story with me.
30s, millennial, whatever,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
Um, but for Yu-Gi-Oh, it's the same thing too. Like I loved Yu-Gi-Oh. I played it as a kid like that too. Like I have no idea how to play Pokemon, zero idea. I just love the cards, collecting the art, stuff like that. But Yu-Gi-Oh is like the whole thing of Yu-Gi-Oh is like it's the show. They play it
yeah,
in the freaking show, so
right.
it's like you got to play it, obviously. Um, so yes, I had the same experience. Like I stopped then too, and it's like I don't know what the hell is even going on with Yu-Gi-Oh now. It's just
Yeah.
funny.
So where do you think we're headed, man? Like if you look at like the next like year, right? People are like, "Oh, the 30th anniversary is going to come out." If I'm just being like this is my take, right? I think 30th anniversary is going to come out and 3 to 4 months prior to that, I think the market's going to drop. Um and I think it's because after the 30th, especially if there's like one or two sets like you talked about like the 10th gen or whatever that I don't know any of the cards and it might and like the economy's not doing as well, let's say, right? Because everybody's saying this is either the end of the bull market or or it may like fizzle out kind of deal. um like where do you think that's going to end up? Because like let's say it's after the 30th and now like I don't know, maybe people's perspectives might change. There's not really like the 35th, like that's not really a cool year to look forward to, you know what I mean? Like the 40th, the 50th would be huge. um But I don't know. I just don't like, how do you think they're going to sustain this? Do they have to maybe introduce something like serialized cards or like, what do you think they're like? Or do you think like, no, man, I disagree. Like, I feel like this is just going to keep going. Like, I,
Well, yeah, I mean, this is not sustainable. I mean, this is
Yeah,
not. It's clearly
yeah,
not. Number just can't keep going up forever and ever and ever. There's got
right,
to be. I think everything is cyclical.
right.
And right now we're going through crazy boom times. I think the reasoning behind that, like I said before, is that we haven't had a new gen introduced for that market uncertainty to hit around the new
Mhm.
Pokemon, people not liking it. You know, we've been in the nice nostalgia factor with Mega Evolution without going to a new Pokemon yet, new generation yet. So I think we don't actually know, obviously, what Pokemon's doing. I think if I want to speculate, you could maybe Mega Evolution is gonna be like a Heart Gold, Soul Silver era, short era,
Cool.
4 to 6 sets, whatever like that, right?
Yeah.
And that'll be a nice transition into Gen 10, right? Maybe next year, because a new game is coming out next year, supposedly, and
Mm,
that should be Gen 10 Pokemon, right? So we'll see what happens with that. And I think you're absolutely right. Where we have the 30th anniversary coming out, and I think they're either we're living it now, or maybe we get another leg up still, and then we have a nice correction that lasts. But I think it's going to be front run kind of thing,
yeah.
like how you just said. I mean, we're used to that with in the crypto world of things
Yeah,
getting front
exactly.
run. So
Right.
we're
We know when to
very
get out.
familiar.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
very familiar with that. Buy the rumor, sell the news stuff, right?
Right,
We're
right.
very familiar with all that stuff. So I think that the 30th anniversary, I believe, will be an event that gets front run, but maybe it doesn't. I mean, who knows, right?
Who knows?
But
You don't know what these
who
cards are gonna
knows?
look like. Like, yeah, exactly. I hear you.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think though. But once we get word of Gen 10 coming out, then that introduces uncertainty. Markets hate that, and then I mean, there's rumor I don't know if you've seen that. I think I posted it on my account, whatever like that, of the rumored set list upcoming that's supposed to
Oh,
be
yes.
out. Yeah, that's
Yes.
supposed to be out until 2026 or whatever, like, or it
Man, that's a
covers
while
until
back.
celebrations or whatever.
Right.
And it's a pretty crazy list, and it kind of is very telling where they're going to maybe have three, maybe more sets of Mega Evolution before they transition possibly to Gen 10.
Wow.
And that they might end with a Gen 3 151 esque set. I think
Mm.
it's going to be, I think the rumor is, what is it? Emerald something,
Emerald, right?
Sapphire, Ruby, something like
Oh,
that.
Sapphire
Whatever.
and Ruby. Oh, man, that would
Yes.
be insane. Yeah.
That could end the Mega Evolution block with a Gen 3 151 esque throwback set,
Jeez.
which would be crazy, which would be absolutely. Imagine you have sets like back to back of 30th anniversary, and then you also have a Gen 3 remake set, like back to back, like
Yeah.
right. So that's why we can't rule out that that we could have this could be it for like and we're only going to see like stagnant stuff.
Right.
If we get murmurs of that coming out, I mean, that's crazy. So we'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see.
And they got hooks more and more people now too, right? It's like because that little pop-up came with COVID. Well, it's so funny in retrospect. I'm calling it a little pop-up because in relative proportion to this market, it
Right.
seems little. But at the
That's
time,
right.
that was
That's right.
crazy.
That's right.
And now it's like, what are the chances that these two would be like, there's more inflation, there's more of a recession, and then it turns into like a double inflation period. It's just like the most ridiculous set of circumstances for anybody holding all this cardboard. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we're in crazy times right now. I mean, the things could be really these next upcoming sets can get really really crazy.
Yeah.
Um, Especially with the Gen 3 remake, whatever like that. I mean, look, 151 brought me back. So I
Right.
was so in 2021 crash out, whatever like that with vintage. I had zero interest in modern whatsoever. Didn't care about it whatsoever. And I only got introduced to 151 because of my community that reached out. I didn't even have a community back then, really. I posted, I don't know if you've seen my Shadowless unboxing video, whatever
I
like
have.
that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
which so but that video, right? Now it has like millions of views or some nonsense, right? But like that video went nowhere for like 2 years. Got zero. It got like one view a day, two, four, zero views. It went
Wow.
nowhere for like 2 years. Then all of a sudden, it popped up out of nowhere, and then I had people messaging me like, "You should try modern. Try modern. It's fun. I'm like, okay, maybe. But then 151 came out. I was like, you should try 151. Come on, man. It's Gen 1. It's the stuff you like. I was like,
Right.
okay, all right, then I'll try it or whatever. So then I tried it. And then I started doing the whole back in time journey stuff on the channel, whatever, because I'm totally ignorant to anything like that's not Gen 1. So I'm learning about everything now on the channel.
So
But
cool.
it's but what I mean is that, like, 151 brought me back, right? So maybe they do a Gen 3 set that's going to bring the Gen 3 lovers back, right?
Hear
That
you, and
maybe
just keep
left.
it up. Yeah, and then just the Gen 4 and like, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
Gen
yeah.
2 whenever that comes out, right? The Gen 2
Right.
151 or whatever. So it's like it's crazy. There's a lot of hooks to bring more people back to the hobby.
Man, just seeing you open this box is such a crazy feeling. Yeah, like just like, so what is this worth now? This was a $93,000 back then,
Oh, it's
right?
worth 0 now because I opened it.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
uh, but
Oh man.
but no, it's not even at all. It's not. I'm pretty sure it's not. I set the record price like an idiot. But it's all about fun costs. Remember, so this was fun
Exactly.
costs, okay? Because I knew I wasn't going to make any money doing this. It's just about having fun.
So sick.
Um, and it's never gone back there yet. So I'm pretty sure that's the record price for the Shadowless Booster Box. And I think maybe the next closest recently is like 70,000, maybe something like that,
Still
75.
pretty penny though, right? Like it's pretty epic, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean it's crazy, but that's why I said that. I think vintage is still we're still relatively early, even though people are, even though like cards, whatever, are starting to pop off and make all time highs. It's not back yet to the craziness, you know.
yeah, I hear you. I hear you. It's really kind of like hyper focused on modern right now too. The other thing I was thinking of was like as a modern collector, right? Like not necessarily me, but just like if I'm being hypothetical, I would rather have like a PSA 10 of something that is like perfect than like a PSA 7 or 8 of something that's maybe more rare that's older. Just because it's like a lot of people I think have OCD with the condition of the card. Like I feel like it'd be painful to be like, oh damn, like I love this card, but it's got a big scratch or it's got these white marks on the back. Like, am I wrong to suggest that? Like, I don't know.
No, absolutely not. So like
Yeah,
looking at for me, it's all, again, it's all personal preferences, what people like or whatever, you know.
yeah.
It's like when I look at BGS and I see a 9.5, my OCD brain is like, this is garbage. I can't take the point 0.5. Like I need a 10. Like I can't, like
Right.
I can't stand it. You know what I mean? So like I hate seeing that 9.5, the point 0.5. I like seeing the 10, you know? So it's kind of like it's all just personal preference or whatever. But yeah, I totally get you. Where they have, like, you can have a PSA 9 or whatever, but it's not like, the best EVA 2. So
Right.
like, I get it.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I feel like that because I'm like maybe that's another reason why people are more interested into the modern because it's like, to buy in to a high graded card, that's anywhere earlier than Gen 5 or whatever, you're going to be paying like, thousands of dollars. And if you buy the raw card, there's a good chance it's not going to come back in the condition it says it's in, right? Or if it just says near mint, it's probably going to be like more like an 8 at best. So it's
This
just
well,
interesting,
this is actually interesting to go back a second on some points you made about serialization of cards.
right?
Um, I actually think doing serialization of cards for Pokemon, I think it would be a gigantic mistake, and I hope they never do it. The reason being is that, like, again, I'm a kind of guy that kind of likes, the top dog kind of, the best of the best, like Black Label 10 or PSA 10, right?
Right.
And if you throw a serialized card in there, I'm gonna want the serialized card. I'm not gonna care about the unlimited, so to
I
speak,
got you.
anymore, which is, I think, is a problem. And I'll say, here's the problem, because right now everybody is on an even playing field when they get a booster box. When they pull that Charizard, that epic Grail Charizard for Phantasmal Flames,
Right.
it's all the same. It's all the same Zard, right? But once you start throwing serialized cards in there, people are only going to want that serialized Zard, like me, right? And I won't care about the unlimited version of whatever like that.
Got you.
So I think it's way better to have everybody on the same keel, same playing field. And I think it makes it more exciting because then you could pull the best of the best card and not have to worry about, but is it serialized? Is it really, it's not the best. I know what
Yes.
the, and then, but once that serialized card gets pulled, it's done. I mean,
Hmm.
you open up, if you open up a Phantasmal Flames booster box it's not going to have that serialized card in there. So you're like, the values could actually go
Yeah,
down for sealed product.
I got you.
You know,
Wow.
it's not actually as like explosive, maybe potentially the price performance of sealed or something like that, or as crazy of holding sealed, because again, it's all even keel playing field where like I could pull that Zard, I could pull the Moonbryon, I can get an Evolving Skies booster box, I could pull the Moonbryon, but like the 1 of 1 Moonbryon was already pulled, so I don't who do I
What's the
care if I
point?
have a booster box, so I hope they never do that. I really pray
Cool.
they never do it.
I
That's
love
just
that
me.
insight, man, because it also makes those BGS 10s, those like black labels, almost as if they're serialized in a way as well, right? Like you said, now you have
Kinda.
that
Yeah.
choice. Like if there was serialized and you could also get a BGS 10, then people be like, well, shit, like I don't know, maybe I'll go with the serialized one or whatever, right? It's like so I really like that perspective on that. And that makes perfect sense as well with sealed. And like obviously the Pokemon company is like exceptionally intelligent. Like you said, it's the number one franchise in the world. And like, look at their card game right now. They're maxing out every print facility possible and they can't keep up with the demand. So and what's interesting too is like if you have millions, maybe not millions, but let's say at least tens of thousands of people that are all pulling that Charizard, that SAR Charizard, but probably in the millions, probably like, given the worldwide amount. But even hundreds
Yeah.
of thousands, let's just say,
Yep.
all of them can then relate to the person that has that BGS 10, right? They can
Yep.
all think that they're going to be that person or like, and they can all kind of create a community around it, right? So, like you said, if it was 1,000 cards that were serialized, it would just, yeah, it would totally blow it up. It would kill it, especially for kids
It
and stuff, because
it
they'd want
takes
that
away
moment.
yeah,
Yeah,
it takes away the magic, I think,
right.
of pulling the best card possible, because it's not anymore then.
Yeah. Well, dude, you've given us a lot of magic today, Pokehex. I appreciate you being on the show, man, and like just hanging out with me and filling us all in on all this great insight. And I don't know, man. I feel like it was a really cool conversation. It was nice to not have a script and just like free flow. It's always my favorite.
No, I appreciate you having me on. I appreciate the talk. It was really great. I mean, yeah, I'll come on. I'll talk whenever you want. I don't care. I'm always open to talk. Always open to dialogue. I'm always open to learning. You know what I mean?
Cool.
And I really appreciate you having me on. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, man. Yeah. Let's do it again soon.
Awesome. Will
Okay.
do.
Take care, boss.